let you go. 'Cause every time I try, you find a loophole. I've been slamming the door and just leave you cold. When I come back, you've heated up the South Pole. You see my body rush for the escape, while my heart wants to stay. I run away, hit the road, and almost there. But I keep turning back just like a boomerang. You're like a backseat ghost telling me to stop. No matter what you do, I keep on coming back. Just like a boomerang. Just like a boomerang. Just like a boomerang. I keep on spinning like a boomerang. Know exactly where to push or pull. I am going mad just like you knew I would. You're reading me like an open book. You know me better than I ever thought you could. You see my body rush for the escape, while my heart wants to stay. I run away, hit the road, and almost there. But I keep turning back just like a boomerang. You're like a backseat ghost telling me to stop. No matter what you do, I keep on coming back. Just like a boomerang. I keep on spinning like a boomerang. My head is spinning on my shoulders. So what's the use of trying, baby? All the ways they lead to you. You're like a magnet pulling me in. I run away, hit the road, and almost there. But I keep turning back just like a boomerang. You're like a backseat ghost telling me to stop. No matter what you do, I keep on coming back. Just like a boomerang. Just like a
Well, hello. How's it going, my friends? All right. So it's been a minute since I've been live on my page here. So I wanted to jump in, and honestly, I've been tinkering like crazy back in my group. So back in my group, I have a Facebook community called DIY Marketing with Melanie. It's a free open community of anyone who basically is figuring out how to do marketing DIY style, which is basically what I'm doing all the time. So anyway, I am here, and I wanted to come here and let you guys know some things I've been kind of playing around with. And if you're in my group, then you pretty much see me tinkering with this stuff all the time. So you're kind of used to it, because I figure something out and I'm like jumping in and I'm like, look what I just figured out. It's so fun. It's so cool. So I wanted to jump in here, out here, and kind of say, hey, and let you guys know what I've been working on, and share some stuff with you, because it's really kind of fun. So I have definitely lately been embracing my inner geekness for sure. Totally. And I've just been exploring new stuff and trying new things. So I wanted to share a few of the things with you. I'm going to get to that in a second. But funny enough, one of those new things is this. Oh, look at that right there. Did you see me pop that up? I just figured out that fun little thing. So yeah, if you haven't already, do me a favor and my Facebook page, make sure you like it and turn on your notifications so you don't miss it when I do go live on here, because I am going to start going live here a little bit more. And, same thing with YouTube. So YouTube requires you can follow a page, but you still have to like click the bell to get notified when someone actually creates a live broadcast. It's really interesting. My YouTube strategy has not really been much of a YouTube strategy, to be honest with you. I'm a bit of an accidental. I have a little bit of a following, and it's because a few videos I've created were interesting enough for people that they wanted to subscribe to me. But I haven't really been what I call it myself. I would never call myself a YouTuber for sure. I do create content. I do share it over there, especially things that are just, I think they're very helpful videos. I like to use it to link to, I used to use it for embedding and things like that. So it's, I don't know, but I've been thinking about it a lot lately. I have been on YouTube so much lately, learning things. This weekend, especially Sunday, I geeked out almost all day. Like I basically put in a full days of work doing research and geeking out and trying new things. And I'm figuring stuff out because I don't like to use super expensive, crazy, hard to use software. I like to use plug and play software. I like to use things that you literally don't have to spend lots of training in to learn how to use. I like to use that kind of stuff because I don't have the patience, to be really totally honest with you, to learn that stuff. So I am always tinkering and always taking ways to create, make these plug and play types of applications work to do great things, really cool things. So that's the stuff I like to figure out. I spent a lot of time doing that Sunday and for the past few months. I'm using StreamYard, by the way, in case you are wondering what I'm using to go live right now. StreamYard is an application that I have embraced since March, I think, this year. And I love it. I'm obsessed with it. I freaking think it's awesome. It's like the biggest live streaming platform now. Word of mouth has made it grow. You can simulcast, you can stream in multiple locations. Right now, I am actually live both on my Facebook page, but also on YouTube. And so I love StreamYard. I think it's great. If you want to check StreamYard out, you can actually totally use it for free. There's a free version of it. You can explore options. You will be forced to use branding. Your live streams will look like this. And that's it. You got this like little logo up there. Who cares, right? Try it out for free. Explore, play with it. You can actually go to melaniediane.com/StreamYard to check it out and get a $10 credit if you do decide to upgrade so that you could do things like this or this right here, right? Now, these are not standard. This is not a standard like built-in thing. That's what I'm talking about. I like to figure out little hacks. And so I'll start with my first thing I've been tinkering with, and that is using GIFs in StreamYard. So I recently figured out that one of the things you can do is you can add a transparent GIF to your, dashboard, if you will. This is not going to be a StreamYard tutorial, by the way. I'm just letting you know that these features are things. These are the fun things I've figured out. So you can actually add your own. You can go shop around. You can buy some. That was a free one I got from a streaming designer. He designs things for streamers. This is one of his kind of like freebie things. Basically, it's like a lead magnet. So yes, he got my email, and I'm sure I'm going to be getting all kinds of promotional emails from him. But he offered this one for free. This one, meaning that one right there that's now hidden behind my banner. But you can add these GIFs. Like I can throw some confetti into my stream if I want to, right? And so I'm going to be playing with this even more. I've actually been thinking about trying to figure out and learn how to create my own animated, transparent GIFs or GIFs. You can say whatever you want. I will not judge you based on what it is that you say. So keep that in mind for sure. Let me make a tiny little, I want to turn my volume up here because I can barely hear myself. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Okay, there we go. Little mic adjustment for myself because I am using their headphones, wired headphones, but they're clear. This is similar to what you might see a newscaster use, but they go behind your neck. But this helps me. I can hear and make sure things sound correctly. I can hear sounds on the computer without playing things through the speakers, which could be picked up by my mic. So just kind of wanted to, do one of those things. Yes. So Rhonda's kind of sneak peeking at one of the other things I'm going to share with you guys here in just a second. So what's up, Rhonda? And hey, Annie, might as well say hello to Annie as well. Annie's author space over there. So, all right. So the GIFs, something I'm going to be exploring. I'm going to try not to climb down too many rabbit holes and like all of a sudden become like some Jiffy designer or something. But I do think that these are a fun way to add a lot of experience aspects to your live stream. For example, the first GIF, once I figure out how to actually customize it and fix it, is going to be getting this dancing worm to just be down here instead of in front of my face, because I really want him to be down here and really small. So, you can imagine when you want to open up a Q&A, you can throw some questions that go up there. So there's a lot of things you can do with these. And that's one of the things I've been, figured out how to do. And I'm like, yes, this is going to be awesome. So I'm going to be learning and working on some new things to do with that. So that was the first thing I guess I wanted to share with you guys really quick. But the other thing I've been doing is I've been exploring some new tech and some new gear. I've mostly been doing a lot of research, but you are seeing one of the things that I have been exploring and learning. And it's me and my ability to use a DSLR camera as my webcam. So if you have a DSLR camera, which is, a fancy camera, like the fancy cameras, then you possibly have tried to hook it up to your computer, and your computer basically doesn't recognize it as a camera. It does not recognize it as a webcam. You cannot use it. There are workarounds. You can actually use a capture device. The really popular one that's out there on the market is the Elgato Cam Link. This right here, that guy, right? So this will actually, if you plug it into your USB port on your computer, then you plug in your camera to it, and voila, now magically you can select the Elgato Cam Link as your video source in Zoom, really anywhere that you're using a camera. So, you may have a webcam that's built into your computer, like your laptop. It's probably not a very good quality webcam. In fact, 90% of the built-in cameras inside of laptops are junk. Some of them come inside like if you have an all-in-one computer, you might have a webcam on the top of the monitor. It's probably not very good quality. So, but one of the things you can use is if you have a DSLR camera handy, you could use it if you use something like the capture card. But Canon, when the pandemic was going crazy, they decided to go ahead and release an app they had been working on. And so if you have a Canon camera, listen up. You actually don't need to buy that. As you saw, it's in the box. You can actually install the Canon webcam utility app, and it's a back-end app. You install it. It's not like you have to open it or turn it on or do anything with it. It's there on your computer. And once it's on your computer, it essentially does the exact same thing that does. So, right now I'm in StreamYard and my video source is the webcam utility app. And so that's how I'm able to use my DSLR camera. Now, one thing that you might be noticing, there could be some latency with the audio. And what that means is maybe my lips are moving slower than the audio right now. So like you might hear something, but my lips aren't caught up to it. That's an issue that I'm currently still researching and exploring, which is the other thing I've been looking into. This goes a little bit beyond my whole plug and play policy, but I'm thinking about investing in a stream deck, a deck, I don't even know what they're called. There's like audio decks, but this is a multimedia one. It's video and audio, and it allows you to switch. You push buttons and it will change cameras and change video sources and audio sources, and you can really sync in and customize some things. You basically plug everything into this box, and then the box goes into the computer, and everything's controlled in the box. And so you make all your changes right here, and your source, when you go, if you're in Zoom and you say, I want my microphone and my video, you would select this box and you would control the changes in the box. I'm still researching this part, but I'm just saying that's something I've been geeking out on, because the issue I am seeing when I use my DSLR camera is a little bit of a latency issue, an audio latency issue. So kind of working on that. The other thing that I'll show you right now is I've been exploring a couple microphones. So the microphone that you're hearing right now is my Blue Yeti microphone. That is also the microphone that I use for podcasting. I usually have this thing on it, which I just realized as I was talking to you, I did not have it on there. That actually helps the P's and the when the air comes out of my mouth, it doesn't capture that pop. And so that helps the sound quality a little bit. So I'm using the Blue Yeti, and that is the primary microphone that I use. However, I also own this is the Nano, the Blue Nano. It's the Yeti Nano. It's a miniature version of the big microphone that I just showed you. It has some limitations as far as the controls. For example, you can't change the gain. Either way, that's $100 microphone. This one's like I don't even know what they retail for now, $150, something like that. I bought these microphones back when there was not a huge market for USB microphones. There just weren't very many microphones at all. USB options out there. You pretty much had to spend some money. There were some out there that were cheaper, but they weren't very good quality. But everything's changed, just like webcams and all kinds of things. There's just so much more now that you can get at a much more affordable price because the demand is so much higher. So this a couple weeks ago, I was at Best Buy, my favorite freaking store in the whole world, and there was an end cap made from JLAB, which is an audio company. They make like headphones and things like that. And they actually had an end cap full of microphones, 3 different microphones, and they were very similar to the Yeti lineup. So Yeti's microphones there's like the snowball microphone. It's really popular. There's this nano microphone that's also popular. And then of course there's the Yeti, which is extremely popular. These are just very easy to use. You literally take them out of the box and you plug them into your computer and you are ready to go. So that's why they're popular, because they're easy to use. So they have, but they're different levels of quality. JLAB had these 3 different microphones. And I thought, gosh, you know what? I want to check that out. The guy at the store was like, we haven't sold one yet. We just got these. Buy it, try it. And if you don't like it, bring it back. I'm like, well, I'm going to test it because I would love to be able to find a cheaper option to provide to people who are just getting started with live streaming. And so I know like last year in my boot camp, people were asking me about gear and they're like, I don't want to spend a ton of money to get started. So what are some cheaper but good quality items to use? And so I realized the things that I had pretty much only had these microphones by Blue. And I was like, I really would love to explore some different options. And same thing with webcam. So I bought this microphone. This microphone right here is the JLAB TalkGo. First of all, it looks cool. It's got like this light on it. It's neat. It's good looking. It's lightweight, which sometimes is a good thing. And sometimes it's not. It mounts. You can mount it. I actually have it mounted on my own tripod. I don't know where the tripod is that came with it. I thought it was right here, but it's not. But the tripod that came with it's really low and flat. You always want a microphone to be as close to you as possible. You're going to get a better sound from it. And so you also want it to be where you're talking. And so what I like about the microphone is that it is a lot less. It's smaller. It's so much smaller that I can actually keep it out of the shot a little bit more. So here's what I want you to know right now. So I'm talking with the Blue Yeti. So this is what you're hearing right now. And Annie, thank you for mentioning that everything looks in sync. I'll be curious to see if the replay is the same way, because I have gotten that feedback before that everything's in sync during live, but then when you go back and watch the replay, it's not in sync. But we'll see. So here's the deal. So I'm right now you're hearing the Blue Yeti, right? And I'm about, I'd say 5 inches away from it. But when I get closer to it, you're going to notice a completely different sound, right? So the closer you are to your microphone, the better. This is essentially how close I am when I podcast. Podcasting is all audio. The quality is extremely important. But when you're live streaming, some people actually will put the mic right up in their face. I don't know that you want to see that. I think you want to see me. And so I am going to, hold on. My watch is like going completely nuts because there's somebody in a Slack channel that I'm in who thinks that it's okay to 41 notifications all by one person who has decided to just have a conversation with everybody via short little messages. So my watch is literally going nuts and vibrating. So I took it off. So my apologies. Distraction, right? I have my phone muted. But whew, my goodness. Bonus tip, don't go nuts because people are going to think you're crazy if you're going to be talking like that. All right, so I'm going to switch now to this other microphone because I want you to hear it. I'm getting mixed reviews from my group members. Some people say the Blue Yeti is like better. Other people say there's not much of a difference. And some people actually say the JLAB TalkGo is better than the Yeti. So let's see what you think. So I'm going to switch my audio right now to the JLAB GoPro microphone. Now, it's not quite fair because let me move the Yeti now. So I'm talking with the Yeti. They're now the exact same distance apart from me. Okay. So I moved it back. The audio may have just changed a little bit for you, but I moved it back. So it's a little bit more of a apples to apples comparison. All right. So now we're switching to the JLAB. Okay. So now what you're hearing is the JLAB TalkGo. So this is a different microphone. It is a $50 microphone. I actually happened to get it $10 off. So it was only $40. Like I said, it's a lot smaller. It is extremely lightweight. It looks cool. It's not really in the shot right now, but I just think it's neat. And it's an intriguing microphone, especially for $50. So again, if I get closer to the microphone, you may notice a complete different sound. One of the things I noticed right out of the gate when I bought this microphone is the pop. The pops are way worse. But you could take one of these things. This is made for the Yeti, and you could put it over the microphone, and it's going to help. There are products out there that you can add to mics. They have all funny names for sure, but that may help as well. Now, I could move that microphone closer to me while I'm doing my video streams, and it could work. But it's a very intriguing, again, for $50, right? So I'm actually getting ready I'm going to do a comparison video, and I'm going to compare this microphone to that microphone because they essentially have the same features. And so it's be really interesting to hear, the difference. And you guys are basically saying, Annie says the same. Rhonda says close isn't as rich as the Yeti. 5 inches away, no difference to my ears. Yeah. So when it's close, she notices a significant difference. But when I'm the same distance away, it sounds very similar to the Yeti. I agree with you, Rhonda. I agree. And I think the same thing. So if you want a microphone that you can use for live streaming and something like podcasting or voiceovers, if you're a course creator and you are going to be doing webinars where you have slides up and your face isn't there and you're just talking, you're probably going to want a better microphone that's a little better quality where you can get up close to it and actually create audio content. And so you might want to invest in a more expensive microphone. But I don't think that the Yeti is apples to apples to this JLAB TalkGo because the Yeti does have more adjustable features on it, whereas the Nano is essentially identical. You can't change the gain. You can only record in 2 directions on the microphone, whereas the Yeti you can adjust the gain and you can adjust. There's 4 different options about how you would record with the microphone. So really interesting, in my opinion, for sure. I'm going to move back to the Yeti so that it's just better quality, and that's where my headphones are plugged in and all those crazy things. So we're going to switch back to the Yeti now, and I'm going to get this other microphone out of my way. And I'm going to tell you about the next fun thing that I've been playing around with. So, okay, the next thing on the agenda. So Rhonda kind of hinted at this. She was like, purple. So she noticed the purple light in the background. So this is definitely something I've been playing around with. I've been playing around with lighting. For sure. But I've also been playing around with using the Amazon Echo devices to control my studio. And that is because, I'm downstairs. I am in the living room downstairs. That door behind me goes to my garage. And every once in a while somebody walks in or whatever. But I am downstairs in my condo on the first floor. And it is a living room / my daughter's office area of her own where she's, plays video games and is learning coding classes. And there's a lot of Legos over there in the corner. Sort of drives me crazy because clutter is not my friend, just so you know. But that back there, essentially, one of the things that it's like, you got to kind of double. So I'm at home now. My office is at home permanently. I used to have an office, which is where I used to record most of my video content. But now I'm home permanently, like many of us. So I'm going to make this work. I'm going to have some fun here. So my office needs to double. So I need to be able to have, it can't be too crazy down here because, again, it's the living room. It's one of the living rooms. It's just a place where we hang out sometimes. I don't want it to just be a big, messy studio looking thing. So I'm trying to meet in the middle of home office inside your living room / also could be a really fun, cool studio for live streaming videos or course videos or whatever. So one of the things I've been wanting to do is add more color and add some kind of fun, just stuff, right? I mean, Rhonda noticed the purple immediately. So that is positive feedback, right? Julie says, I love the purple. I noticed it right away. So again, it calls your attention. You see that in the feed, you see an interesting looking video, you're just going to be more likely to click on it and watch it. So I've been playing around with some things. So one of the investments I made recently that I have not installed yet, I bought this on Prime Day, and it's these lights, these crazy lights. And I'm still trying to figure out where I'm going to put them. Some people say I should put them behind that big old picture that has a little bat on it right now. Some people say I should put them around the back of this front piece of furniture. So I've got this kind of a colorful glow in the background. I think I'm definitely going to try to do something. The challenge is no outlet over there on the back on that wall. That's kind of a problem. So anyways, I'm going to be playing around with that. But the other thing that I knew I could do was add some color in the lighting. And I've been experimenting with different lighting in general. So this is kind of a double feature edition here, is that I've been playing with using the Amazon Echo devices. So lighting is pretty important. And I will tell you, like, I pretty much have hardly any makeup on today. And so you're getting like a raw kind of look, right? And so I will show you how bad it looks if you don't have good lighting. Now, I don't want to give it away because I'm gonna mute my mic because I don't want to give it away yet about how I'm gonna do this. All right, so now my ring light is off. Let me also take that away. Now I'm basically illuminated by my computer screen. And that lamp back there might be flickering at this point because there's not enough other light to kind of wash out what can happen when you bring in colored lights. You may not see a flicker. I see a flicker on my preview screen inside StreamYard, but other people give me the feedback they don't see a flicker. But Alexa, change the 12th light to white. So this is what it looks like during the day when I'm working. This is essentially my setup when I walk into my office, I turn the lights on, and here I am working, right? I don't want to have my ring light bright in my face the whole time. I don't want this, hair light up in my, on all the time. One of all, it's a waste of money and energy. Second, I don't need all that stuff. So what I was having to do before is I'd turn my switch on, and I would have to, okay, now I'm going to create a video, or, oh, it's time for a Zoom call. I got to get up, walk around the backside of my desk, turn on my lamp, turn my light, do all the things, right? So I decided, why not just like go ahead and let, my sister, my friend, my Echo device fix all that for me. So now, Alexa, turn on the plug. Now my ring light is on, right? And you will see sometimes an auto adjustment because I do have some auto features on my camera set. And then the other thing is, this is the shot I used to have. It's okay. It's not bad. Like nobody really hated it, right? So Rhonda likes the look without the ring light. A lot of people, there are different preferences out there for sure. So, but a lot of people are that way. But now I can change the color of the lamp to just add a little extra fun, right? Alexa, change the 12th light to lavender. I can change it to all kinds of colors. We've explored with colors. This one is the one that we think is the best. Peach is not bad. Pink is not bad. Really not bad at all, but I like the purple. So I do think that I need to balance things out and maybe add something over here. So I may be doing that. The other thing that I recently added, which speaking of hair, I'm gonna fix it, is what's sometimes called a hair light. And it's basically a light you put up and behind you and you kind of shine it behind you. Some people will shine them on a wall behind them. They'll shine it up on a wall, but this light that goes up here and shines down on you, what it does is it's there to create depth, and which will actually add quality to the look of your video. So this is not a permanent solution. As you can see, I'm exploring with this. What I have up there is, it is this cheap lamp that I got at Lowe's. That's a clamp lamp that you like clamp onto a desk or whatever. And it's like got an adjustable arm, dirt cheap, and it's hideous. But I decided to clamp it to the top of my bookshelf. And so now I add this and it adds a little dimension. It's probably a bit of a harsher light than it's supposed to be. I also need to probably adjust the placement of it, but it does change the look, right? It completely changes the look. So for sure. So Rhonda says, love it with purple, warmth dimension increase for sure. Yeah, very cool. So that's fantastic. I'm super excited that you're here, by the way, Rhonda. Thanks for joining me. And you guys, if you're just now joining, I'm basically going through some fun things I've been doing lately that I think are just going to add a lot of fun, a lot of pizzazz to my live streaming videos. And I'm trying to explore these things. These are like what I kind of call hacks. They're like little tricks because I'm using a very simple software and I am pulling in things that are not expensive to help your live stream be better. I'm using a ring light. Lighting is important. As you can see, it's a totally different look when you can enhance your lighting. The ring light I bought was like $60 on Amazon. Like I said, that thing I think was like $10 at Lowe's. The light bulb was probably the more, I guess, embellished investment. That was $50 for that light bulb. It's a Philips Hue, but I just saw that now Lowe's has the color changing smart bulbs too. And it was like 3 of them for $50. So I think I may get those, test them, see how I like them. And then they're cheaper. Philips is like the Cadillac of those light bulbs. So whatever. Right. So I don't think it has to cost you $1 million. That's the stuff I like to figure out. Just like the $50 microphone versus this $100 and some microphone, you can still create amazing live streams. So the next thing I want to say, yeah, my hair gets texture with the light. That's right, Rhonda. That's kind of the point. It looks like just a dark blob up there without this light, which you could say is better in some forms, but when you're look how the contrast it creates between me and the picture now behind me. Whereas before I was blending in with the picture, which I should probably move that picture. That's a whole nother exploring thing, is changing the actual layout. So if you're just not joining, I'm going through some of these fun new features that I've been doing inside of I'm using StreamYard, but my whole point is I like to figure this stuff out and then break it down for you guys so that it's easy. So if you like these types of tips, do me a favor and make sure you like the page and subscribe. So add a subscription or the notification, click on get notified so that you don't miss that. Because a lot of times, especially now, Facebook is definitely changing the algorithm. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I am seeing massive changes in my newsfeed and it's weird. It's very interesting, but they are definitely making changes. So if you don't want to miss a video when I come out and do these tips, 2 things: subscribe and like the page, but also join my Facebook community. I have a Facebook community, DIY Marketing with Melanie. Get in there because we do this. I do this all the time. Like my people are like, this isn't new news to me. Melanie's been playing with this stuff and having a lot of fun. So, it's one of those things. Julie says, you don't need to move the picture if you use the overhead light. The only reason thank you. And I think you're right. It doesn't look bad, but I think that people are going to be like, what does that picture say? And that might distract them because they're going to want to know what it says. And so I need to put like an actual artwork or a picture up and maybe move that so that you can actually read it. Right. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. So Annie agrees with the hair light. She says, yes. You guys, I don't even know if that's like really an official term or anything, but I'm calling it the hair light. I heard somebody else say that and that's what I'm calling it. I know there's another more fancy term for it. All right. So I'm going to keep moving. I've got something else that's super fun. Super fun. Again, this is so awesome. I have figured out how to add music to my live streams. So if you follow streamers, then, this is really popular in the gaming streaming. I am not going to be doing any gaming streaming anytime soon. I always say never, but it is not in the current plan. I do not foresee that in my future. Maybe in Addison's future, as she gets way more into Roblox and decides maybe she wants to become a YouTuber and like create Roblox videos while she's listening to music. I don't know. Maybe she will. But if you watch people, a lot of times people will have those. If you saw the beginning, I had that countdown timer. That is just a video that I play before I go into the stream. That's that simple. But I've always been like, man, I wish I could play music during my stream, but you could still see me. Right. Maybe it's because I'm teaching a class live, or maybe it's because, I'm doing like a little monthly workshop inside my group and I want people to like go figure something out. And I want to play music while I say, okay, go figure that out. You got 1 minute. Or, all right, let's do that. Or sometimes I actually want to just go live and show people what I'm working on, like designing stuff or creating stuff. Well, you don't want to just see me what if I can play music while I'm doing something like that? A lot of streamers do this. It's really popular, but they use more sophisticated, more expensive and heavier software to do it. And so I'm like, God, like I don't want to buy something like vMix or learn how to use OBS, or I just don't. I like StreamYard. I turn it on, I click a couple buttons and voila, I can create these amazing live streams. And here's the other thing. I also know that a lot of you don't want to have to go learn some hard, sophisticated or expensive, complicated software either. So it's pretty important that I learn how to create the hackarounds and figure out how to do it so that I can teach you how to do it, right? So that's why, I've embraced StreamYard so deeply, because I really actually think that for the price you pay for the paid version and the features that come with it are incredible. I also know that the developers, the owners, the founders, they are constantly working on, I feel like every month there's something new that they've done. There's something new they've changed. In fact, I just noticed yesterday they made the transitions better. they made the transitions even better because like when you go from a person to person or you screen share, it was always like a cut. Now it's like a little softer, just little things that like they're investing in their software. They're doing a better job. So it's important. So hello, Dolores. Wanted to say hello. She says, I joined late. Will you be posting the items you referenced earlier in your live? So I won't be posting them, but you could definitely catch the replay for sure. I went through a few fun things that I've been adding. So Dolores, definitely catch the replay and go back and watch the beginning and you'll see the fun stuff in action. So we talked about my camera. I'm using a DSLR camera. I talked about how I'm using that now. I talked about microphones. I've been exploring some cheaper microphones because I'm trying to find more cost-effective things so people can get started easier. We talked about lighting and specifically the hair light, right? And then I'm using Amazon Echo to control my ring light and the colors back here and some other things. So, but the next thing I'm going to share with you guys is how to play music during your live stream. And so I have figured this out. There's a couple ways you could do it. Essentially, you want to, in StreamYard, you can share a screen. You can share a Chrome tab. So a Chrome, the website browser, you can share that to your stream. So for example, I will just share it right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I can share my screen with you. This is a Chrome tab on my other monitor, right? I could share a PowerPoint presentation with you. I can share anything, but this is a website right now. This is actually Epidemic Sound's website. But yesterday I figured out a way to watch a YouTube. So there's a lot of like music on YouTube. You can actually go to YouTube and just listen to music. You play the video, but it's just music. And it's sometimes there are musicians DJs that are mixing music and they're live streaming it. Like you can literally listen to the music live while they do it. So you could actually just go listen to music. Some of this music is coined as there's no rights to it. So they say you can use this music. But a lot of it requires you to give credit and to do some things. That makes me nervous. I did this yesterday and it worked, but it makes me nervous because sometimes Facebook, the Facebook kind of the people who the algorithms and the bots that are figuring out if you're using the current rights and all those things, they may not realize because it's kind of a workaround, right? And so when you do a workaround, they may think that you stole the music and then your video gets taken down. So this happens a lot. So a lot of people will, especially on personal pages, they will do a video of them at home and they have like music playing in the background on their stereo or whatever. And they're like, just doing something fun. Well, they don't own that Beyonce song. And so that video will get taken down. That actually happened. When I started my live streams, when I was first live streaming, this was, forever ago, I would start the stream and I would just play music. Like I would just play music on my speakers so that you could hear it. And I would just kind of hang out and let people get joined. And this was before countdown timers were even a thing. I just was like, I don't want to be on here and tell jokes and, because you're supposed to kind of, buy some time a little bit before you actually go live. And so I was like, I'll just play music. Well, then one time all of a sudden my live ended and it was gone. I'm like, what happened? And then another time I did it, I got all the way through the live. And then afterwards I went to go find the replay and it was gone. Well, they took it down because I didn't own those songs I was playing on Spotify. So anyways, the workaround is, of course, to find these songs on YouTube, share your screen, but not actually show your screen. So if you share a screen and you click audio, again, this is a StreamYard feature. I am not doing a StreamYard tutorial right now, but I basically figured out how to do this. This is so cool. So right now I'm actually sharing this. Epidemic Sound, by the way, is a subscription service. It's very cheap, especially if you're using music for all kinds of stuff. It's really popular for video creators and people like that. Not everybody really needs an Epidemic Sound subscription at all, but I actually just started a free trial and I'm going to try this out. And if I like it, then I'm going to stick with it because quite frankly, it's got some good music in there. And I'm like, I'll listen to this while I work and do whatever. So I am going to add music right now. So you should be able to hear this music. Tell me if you can hear the music. Yep. What's up, Shonda? So Shonda says, yep, I can hear the music. So here's how I'm doing it. I'll share my screen. I'll show my screen again. So I actually have in StreamYard, I am sharing my screen, right? I clicked share screen and I clicked the application, which is Chrome, which has this website open. And then I clicked share application audio. And when you do that, it pulls this up. You can play the music. And as you can see here, I can adjust the volume for you guys. You can go to the next song. Right? So obviously this would be very distracting if I was playing loud music while trying to talk to you guys. That would be annoying. But maybe I do this in the beginning of my live stream and I go to solo mode and you just see me kind of working before we get started. And I just play music and don't talk. So basically, I'm turning it down inside the application. And then I can just hit pause when I'm done, right? And so this is such a workaround. Literally, there are tons of ways to create music and add music to your live streams using vMix, OBS, Ecamm Live, but they are not easy platforms to learn, to try. They have a cost to them. They're not plug and play. They are not plug and play. StreamYard is plug and play. You create your account, you add your destinations, you add your Facebook, and then you say, here's what I'm going to do. And it is so you can learn how to use it and do great streams. So, I'm using StreamYard to share my screen, to pull up the banners, to do everything you're seeing. This is a workaround. StreamYard does not have a way where I can add songs and say, hey, I want you to play these songs. I have to do it this other way. So, but it's a perfectly reasonable and easy to do workaround as long as you have something like a subscription to Epidemic Sound, or you can find, some subscription free, user rights free to use music out there that is not going to get taken down because of those crazy things. There's no guarantee. Even if you own the rights to a song, I've heard of this. This happens all the time. People talk about it. They're like, I got, flagged or whatever because it said that I didn't own rights to a song when I actually do own the rights to a song. You just have to issue something to Facebook and submit it and basically validate it. But it does still happen. But I do know from friends of mine that are in the live streaming space, as well as a lot of research I've done, is Epidemic Sound, pretty much you are not going to have problems. You basically create your subscription, you add your social accounts. So Epidemic Sound basically says these accounts are okay to play our music. And they submit that directly to the social platforms. And so they're kind of synced together. And so your risk of actually getting flagged or something being taken down is very, very, very minimal. So if you are going to incorporate music in your streams, then you would want to maybe look into something like that. But before, it was like, well, like me, I was like, I'm not going to pay for something I can't even use unless I upgrade or move over to some hard, sophisticated platform. Plus, if I can't do it plug and play style, my students, my followers, they're not going to be able to do it plug and play style. And so I'm excited. I was excited to figure this out because now it makes sense for me because there is a way to do it in StreamYard and to make it work. The next step for me would be to figure out how to create like a countdown, like a 50% opacity, 75% opacity countdown GIF, because that's the only way I could have that going. Because when you play a video, it just takes you out of the stream. So the GIFs that show up, as I mentioned, these guys, right? Like that, the confetti. If I can make this like a countdown timer, then I'm in, right? Like I can do a countdown timer while you see me and I could be getting ready. That is going to create more engagement if you can see me before we get started. So, and if there's music playing, it's just fun, right? So that's kind of like the next big project. So again, next things I'm working on are creating more custom GIFs, actual GIFs that are going to work for me so that, for example, the dancing worm is not covering my face. The dancing worm is actually down in the corner instead, and he's small, right? Because right now that's the only one I found, and I need to learn how to customize GIFs, but I am not going to become a GIF creator. Maybe, never say never though, right? And then of course I want to figure out a way to get me on screen with the countdown timer and the music playing instead of just uploading a countdown timer video that I play before I go live. So those were the fun things I wanted to share with you guys. So I just wanted to say, hey, show it to you, show you the new colored light. It's been a while since I've been live on my page. I usually go live very regularly inside of the Facebook community. It's an open community. So DIY Marketing with Melanie, go join it. I'm live in there all the time. We do weekly Q&As and other things. But I don't go live on my page as much. But I was like, I got to show everybody else, what's going on, what the latest new fun stuff is. So I wanted to get on here and experiment with you guys and show you guys what's going on, the fun things that you could be doing too. So definitely join the group if you think this is interesting and you want to hear about these features. And then again, please also don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Make sure you click the notifications because you're not going to get notified if you just subscribe. Same thing with Facebook. So like the page, but then also make sure you click get notified every time Melanie Diane goes live. So you will then get a notification in your newsfeed and you won't miss it. So make sure you do that so that you don't miss the content that I'm putting out there. And join the group, for crying out loud. We have a lot of fun in there and we help each other out. We celebrate each other's wins and it's just kind of fun. So you guys, thank you so much. Shauna, Julie, Dolores, thanks for being here. It's really great to see your face. And pop up on the screen. Annie, thank you as well. And Rhonda, who is here as well. And anybody else that's joining. And if you watch the replay, let me know what you think. Let me know what your thoughts were on all these fun little things I was playing around with. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. I'm going to get out of here, let you guys go have a wonderful evening as well. But again, I can't wait to see you soon. Join the group. Hopefully I see you in there. And meanwhile, you know the drill. Go be awesome.